It's the meeting.
All right. Evening, everybody. This is the February 24th City of McCracken Commissioners meeting. And I'm going to call that to order with roll call.
Joe Tipman, Commissioner.
Brian Walker, Mayor.
Nicole Faribault, City Clerk.
All right. Do we have any public comment tonight?
No.
Okay. We'll move on to the consent agenda. So we normally meet the second Monday of the month, and we did not have a quorum the second Monday. So that's why we're doing it the 24th. In the consent agenda, we pay bills and we approve minutes. Joe, have you had time to kind of glance over the bills and look at the minutes from January?
Yes. And I would make a motion that we approve them as written.
So I have a motion to approve the consent agenda. I guess I'll second that. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Consent agenda is approved. That gets us to commissioner reports. Austin is unable to be here tonight. Joe, do you have anything?
Just that as of the end of this meeting, I will be retiring and resigning my position on the commission. And I want to thank you and your husband and Mayor Walker and everybody else that I've been fortunate enough to share the experience with. Just say thanks and wish you all the best of luck in the future. And if there's any research or anything like that that I can do to help out, if you have any questions, I'll dig into the computer and find out what I can for you. The only reason I'm offering it is because I'm kind of good at it and I kind of enjoy it, so. Yeah.
Okay, I will, trust me.
Well, thank you, Joe.
That's all I have.
I guess nobody likes to receive a resignation, but we're hoping that you get to do what you want to do from this point forward, and we thank you for your service. We thank you for having the guts to put your name on a piece of paper and letting the community decide if they want you or not. And I've said it before, and I just said it again. It's something everybody needs to do. They need to run for office. It's an experience, and it's a rewarding experience.
It is.
Enlightening.
It is enlightening, and because Joe's been through it, and Joe's sat on this city commission for quite a while. He's seen a lot of things come and go, and I appreciate you offering to lend a hand down the road.
Sure thing. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Thank
I
you,
would
sir.
have made you take the buttermilk, but I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm on a diet, so.
Well, I'll take
That's
his
the only
cake.
reason I didn't call you ahead of time.
I'll take his cake tomorrow.
Well, and that was all I was wanting to talk about on the mayor report. It's just, again, appreciate the time that you put into this city, and hopefully we can expand on what you've broken the ice on.
Well, I appreciate it. Appreciate you saying so. Thank you.
City clerk report.
I really don't have anything. I know that, I'm pretty sure that the school, they have a deadline at April 1st to have the front of it cleared out. I think they've been working on that. but that's all I really know, but I'm pretty sure it's April 1st that they have to have that all done.
So at the last meeting, Austin had said that he was working, he seemed to kind of have the knowledge of what was,
I think Toby Kuhn, who's the guy with that handles those kind of cleanups and things, for KDHE, contacted, Dave directly, and, Austin was kind of acting on Dave's behalf, and so that's how he got involved. And I saw Toby Kuhn over there talking to Dave one day, and I think Toby Kuhn went inside and he kind of got a good inspection of it finally and got eyes on the situation. And so, at this point, probably Austin knows more about it than I do. I kind of got left out of the loop at some point. Probably my fault, because I didn't stay in touch with Toby, because he said he wouldn't be out here for a couple of months, and then a couple of months went by, and then all of a sudden he was there. I saw him just driving, as I was driving by, and so.
Yeah, I guess he's supposed to send me a letter to sign. It's like 5 days before something, I can't remember what it was now, that the city's gotta sign this letter to like maybe give permission for these people to go in and do it take care of the rest of it, maybe? But I haven't gotten anything.
okay, I remember something about we had to
Yeah.
sign off.
But I've been
Okay.
looking and I haven't.
And that'll be from the state,
Mhm.
correct?
And I understand that they're using when I first initiated that thing, they were talking about, the city matching funds and matching, but since then it's shifted over to a different kind of program where the city or the state pretty much takes care of it.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it's as extensive as it was if we match it, but, happy to have them do whatever they can do.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they'll clean up the whole front and both ends.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause I don't think there's anything you can do about the inside, because it's really,
No,
To
well,
an
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Toby went in there.
did he?
Yeah, so I'm not sure if, I don't know. Austin said they weren't gonna do anything about the inside.
But I would think that they would have to, but I don't like.
They
I
might
don't know.
have said, well, it's, unsafe for habitation and nobody's allowed to live there anymore. I don't know.
Well, I know that Shane legally can go in there as a certified water operator, and I know that there's busted water lines, like there's no way to get water inside of there,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, well, that makes it uninhabitable. So,
so,
you know, after the state's been in there and gone, there might be some determination that the city can make. And-
We've got an
and-
ordinance,
and
yeah.
Put locks on the doors or whatever. There might be some other step that needs to be taken at that point.
I agree.
I think there was people there looking at it just yesterday to buy it.
Really?
Yeah. Austin was there, Diane was out walking her dogs, and a conversation started, and these people that were with Austin, and Suzanne was over there also, said that they were looking at it to purchase it. So, and, you know, that'd be great.
What,
I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it'd be great. It'd be great if somebody, you know, if some able-bodied person owned it, we could work with them to finish the cleanup or salvage what's left of the building and restore it to a point where people could live in it.
right?
And property taxes will still be getting paid, and, or it gets leveled and something else, you know.
Yeah, I just don't see how anybody could justify that it was fixing the roof. The roof would be so expensive, but I guess none of my business.
Depends on what they're gonna do with it or what their plan is, I suppose.
Well, we'll wait for that April deadline and see how we
Yeah,
go.
and I'll keep looking for this whatever they're gonna send me to sign and make sure it gets signed right away.
Okay. All right, old business. We have a Lane Scott franchise agreement. I've looked it over. The attorneys looked it over. Joe's looked it over. I think we kind of all agree. A lot of it's standard stuff, but we're kind of just shortening the timeline to a 5-year term instead of what was recently a 20-year term. And we have notations in here for 5-year extensions, so on and so forth. We also raised the percentage to 5%, which we kind of checked around with other municipalities,
standard.
and that was standard. In the past, it was
2.
yeah, barely 2. So I think we're ready just to sign off on that and get it on down the road.
Yeah, if that's the only changes we've made to it, I'm on board with that.
So I guess we need to
I'll-
go ahead and vote on that.
Yep, and then I will type it after it's approved.
Well, I'll just make the motion that based on the changes that we've made and the things that we've seen that needed to be adjusted a little bit, that we accept ordinance 2025-202 as the new Lane Scott franchise agreement.
I would second your motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed to approve the Lane Scott franchise agreement.
All right, and I'll get the blanks filled in, and I'll have you sign it, and I'll send it over to
Okay.
them.
And, I don't need that if you want
Okay.
to use that for other purposes.
I just want my paper clip.
Okay.
And I didn't want to take your big, nice paper.
We talked a little bit last time about code enforcement and trying to tie that in with the county. We're still working on that. This last opportunity to do that seemed like the county meeting was full
It was
of
full,
some other things that we probably didn't need to sit through. So when they have a little cleaner agenda, we're going to bring that up at the next commissioners meeting that we can fit into.
Hopefully they'll go longer, because I think it's a good idea.
I do too, and it may take them a little time to soak it in and think about it, but I think it makes sense
Me too.
in rural Kansas to do some more things like that. Work session, with the weather that we've had the last few weeks, it just didn't happen. So I'm gonna schedule another work session soon that we can talk about the park, talk about the property around it, get the maps out, see what makes sense, see what doesn't, kind of talk through some things, and we will reschedule that, and Nicole will get with everybody and see if we can make that happen some evening. New business. Spring's just around the corner, and we're probably going to open up bidding on the mowing and tree trimming at the cemetery. We maybe even want to include some of the mowing in the city proper. I don't know, but we're gonna open up bids very soon, just to see what makes sense.
There is actually a way we can go through our website and do that there. You could have a button on there that says to bid, and it would bring it through, so.
That would probably be the simplest for everybody.
Mhm.
So we'll leave that open for a period of time and kind of spread the word that we're going to take everybody's bid on that and gather some of those up and review them, and then we'll bring them before the city commission and vote on them.
Oh, we do have 10 days for sure, like to replace
Okay.
or to fill an empty seat. So
Okay.
we'll have to meet up in 10 days
Okay.
And
for
then,
sure.
Okay, you have to pick from those people that submitted a letter, right?
A letter of
A letter of
interest, yeah.
And then,
And then if there's a tie, then the attorney picks.
so they have to agree on a person, and then the attorney does.
Yeah,
Or
the attorney will pick if they can't agree.
Okay.
The other portion of new business is library payroll. And that's been part of what the city has done through the city books to pay the library employees. So as we were doing our budget this summer, it was brought to our attention that we probably needed to separate that a little bit. So we're going to get with the library board, probably invite them to a meeting, and just kind of lay it out that, hey, this is probably something the library needs to do on their own. The city probably doesn't need to be paying for your employee. The books probably need to be a little more.
Well, because it does whenever I go to file it and I use my social security number twice, it never lets me through. I mean, it always makes me stop and refigure everything myself because it doesn't like that there's the same social security number every twice.
That is the
And,
issue.
yeah, I don't think there's ever been an employee that worked at both places, so it's never been an issue before, but now it's like really weird. Whenever I go to do anything, it's really weird.
Yeah, so that's all we're trying to avoid is the weirdness. We're trying to just get things separated. Doesn't change her role, doesn't change her compensate. None of that changes. It just it doesn't need to be on our books anymore.
And they could do that on something like QuickBooks or something like that, right?
Correct.
Really easy.
Correct, and they have their own budget, you know, and so they've got the resources. It's just the formality of now you do this.
Yeah, and at the budget is when it really, I don't know, I never felt weird about it until that day, because it just was, I didn't know, I was pulled in two different directions.
Yeah,
With,
there's,
you know, it was weird, it was very
Yeah.
weird, and that was
Conflicting
the
in a
first
way.
time I felt that way, and I didn't
Well,
like it.
that's just what we're trying to avoid. We don't want any conflicts. We don't want
And I know
anybody
people-
to feel
yeah.
that, well, that's not, we just we're gonna avoid all that. So that's just a simple way of accomplishing it.
anything to simplify the city's books and the city's burden is money in the city's pocket, in my
Correct.
opinion.
Correct.
I'm
Correct.
sanity back into my life, yeah.
Correct.
It's weird to separate those sometimes.
Work smarter, not harder. All right, that kind of gets us to the end. Anything else?
I don't think so.
I will make the motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
I will second your motion to adjourn.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.